first of all, I would like to thank everyone. I understand this is Sunday, it's a weekend, but still, if we want to switch our domain, we have to take our time, right? We have to make our time. Okay, so we'll start. So, why this demo we have kept, right? So, it's not a normal demo, it's just a super demo. So, whatever the technical terms we will be using, okay, I will try my best to correlate each and everything with our life scenarios or with our real scenarios. Okay, so let's start. So today's topic will be just very simple. Why we have or why we are here to learn AWS DevOps. Like I can go for Azure DevOps, I can go for GCP, I can go for Oracle, I can go for IBM. But what is so good, what is so great in AWS DevOps that I have to choose this field in preference with other? Okay, so the topics what we're gonna see today, it will be, first we will see what is cloud, right? And then we will understand how many types of cloud services we have in the market. Okay, and then we will be seeing who are the major cloud providers in the market. Okay, so with reference to Gartner report and so many research, we will be discussing like who are the leader in the cloud market. Okay, so once we are done with this topic, we will go with why to choose AWS. Okay, why I should be learning AWS with or over other cloud services. Okay, so once we are done with this, we will be like we will get a point, or we will be able to understand why I have to select AWS, why I have to go for AWS training program. Okay, then after that we will come for DevOps. So basically, what is DevOps? Why it is in so high demand in the market? Why the company, the interviewer, they are offering so high pay scale? Even if you showcase or even if you mention in the resume just 2 or 3 years, right? 3 years of experience or 2 years of experience, why the people are receiving so high pay scale, right, as compared to developers and all those things, right? So in IT company, if you belong to non IT company or any other field, if you do not have coding experience, if you do not have any IT background, still there is a chance that you can switch to IT company. Okay, then we will be seeing, first we will discuss what is DevOps, and after that we will be seeing in DevOps what are the tools are there. In DevOps, what are the tools are there? Okay, then we will see at the last, we will see why we will go for AWS DevOps, why to integrate DevOps tools with AWS services. Okay, so these are the few topics that I'm gonna cover in this class, so stay connected till the end. Okay, so let's start. Sorry. Okay, so the very first thing, what is cloud? The very first thing, what is cloud? So I'm gonna talk all these things. I'm gonna explain all the topics in very very simple language. Okay, so in simple terms, in simple term, the cloud is a way to store and access data. Okay, to store and access data. Suppose I have data, some sets of data, 100 GB of data or 200 GB of data, and I don't want to keep those data in my local disk. I have laptop, I have desktop, but I don't want to store those data because they it will consume like almost 90% of the storage. Okay, so I need a place where I can keep, I can store, and even I will be able to access my data. Okay, so data and programs over internet. Okay, so I have wi-fi connectivity, I have internet, I just need a place where I can store the data. Okay, so you can see instead of on your computer's hard drive. Okay, so it's just like using a remote computer. So I need a laptop, I need a virtual laptop, I need a virtual computer. okay, where I can save my data. Okay, so this will allow you to access your data and applications from anywhere. Okay, so it's not about storing data. If I want to store any application also, okay, and I want to store in a remote area, from where I will be able to access, from where I will be able to access. Okay, with just an internet connection. I don't have to carry any technical stuffs. I don't have to carry my laptop. I don't have to carry my pen drive. I don't want, just if I have like if I have a smartphone, if I have a mobile with me, I can log in and I can use from that. Okay, so it will make more convenient and flexible. Okay, so here comes cloud services. Cloud services are provided by many big MNC companies. A brand, right? What is the brand? Amazon is a brand, Microsoft, Google, right? So they have came up in the market with the concept of cloud services. They offer they offer range of they offer range of services, from storage basics, and even you can host your software and many more things. Okay, so they're gonna provide you the services, whatever services you need, everything they're gonna provide you. You just have to go create an account and start using. Okay, now, okay, now I hope everyone will be clear with what is cloud. So cloud is nothing, just a remote in the internet, where you will be able to use all the services that are getting used in an IT company. Okay, so in IT company, what is the requirement? Our infrastructure is the requirement, right? A server is the requirement. There will be so many servers, right? And even like storage, database server, file servers, right? Or if you talk about network, a private network, VPC, right? So whatever is required, everything you're gonna get on this cloud services. Just a second, guys. What happened? Am I not sharing my screen? Yeah, sure, Akash. Just stay connected with me. Okay. So once I'm gonna complete this super demo session, I'm gonna interact with you in personally. Okay, no worries. Okay, guys. Because if you guys will ping like this, I will think that you have any doubt. Okay. So what if you want to ask any doubt? Okay, just like make a like just maintain a sticky note or notepad and just write it there, so that once I complete the session, you can just drop, or you can just, I'm gonna give you the access to unmute. Okay, you can just start throwing your questions. I will be taking that each and every questions. Okay. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, so now what I was discussing, yeah. So whatever is required from A to Z, everything it will be provided by cloud providers. It's not just about AWS. I'm talking about cloud providers, AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. There are so many cloud providers in the market. Okay, so everything you'll be able to get from here. So this was all about cloud. Okay, now let me come to the point, how many types of cloud services, how many types of cloud services we have. Okay, so I'm going to relate this with real time examples, or like just basic. Suppose let's use pizza, let's use pizza to explain the cloud service models. Okay, so if an interview, if someone asks you, tell me about cloud service models, or tell me about how many types of cloud services we have in the market. Okay, so you should not tell AWS, Azure, GCP. No, these are the cloud providers. Okay, under this, how many types of services we are about to receive? The first one will be infrastructure as a service. Okay, so what is this? So first, we're gonna use pizza to explain this. Okay, so now suppose ordering a plain pizza and adding your own toppings. So what does it mean? It means suppose I will just order a plain pizza crust. Okay, I don't want any toppings. I don't want cheese. I don't want any seasoning. Nothing. I just need a loaf of bread, or you can call plain pizza crust. Okay, so you can see IEAS, that is infrastructure as a service, is like ordering a plain pizza crust and basic sauce. That's it. Okay, and then once I will be receiving this pizza crust, okay, I will be adding my own toppings. So according to my taste, according to my choice, I will be adding the toppings. I will be adding the cheese. If suppose if I have, like, if I am not, like, I do not like cheese, okay, so I will not be adding. So I can customize according to my taste. Okay, so this is infrastructure as a service. You will get infrastructure, but you have to design the whole thing according to your requirement. Okay, so you can see I will be ordering for the infrastructure. That means just pizza crust, just pizza loaf bread. I'm gonna order that, but i'm gonna I'm gonna configure, I'm gonna deploy my application, I'm gonna customize my configuration according to my company requirement. Okay, so that means you have control over customizing your pizza's topping, but you are responsible for adding them and baking it, right? So if I have received, suppose, yeah, so the pizza looks like this, right? Okay, right? Now I have just ordered this pizza crust. Okay? Now the toppings, the seasoning, the cheese, and everything I'm gonna add according to my requirement. Okay? I'm gonna add this according to my taste. Okay? So now I have ordered just a base. I just ordered a base, and I have designed this all thing according to my requirement. According to my requirement, right? So once I have added this toppings, seasoning, I have to bake the bread once again, right? That means I will have full control on my customizations as per requirement, as per my requirement. Okay, or suppose I do not want this circle shape, I want some triangle shape of pizza. So even what I can do, I can just order this pizza crust and I can just break that into triangle shape. So according to my requirement, I can mold it, I can make some other designs. Okay, so this is all about infrastructure as a service. Okay, so if you talk about with respect to cloud services, that means you will just go and take the infrastructure. It's just like if you're looking for a apartment. Okay, if you're looking for apartment, you will just go and have a bare apartment. Bare apartment means there will be nothing, like no furnitures, no beds, no refrigerator. It neither it will be semi furnished nor fully furnished. You will just be able to receive this, like, walls. If there is a kitchen, there is a living room, there is a washroom, there is a bedroom, this all thing. But you can customize according to your requirement. What you can customize, you can add sofa sets, you can design your kitchen however you want, You can design the wall paintings, right? So many things. Whatever is your requirement, you're gonna go and purchase from the market and you're gonna get design, right? So this is all about infrastructure. I will be just needing an infrastructure, and if I need server, I'm gonna create that. If I need S3 storage, I'm gonna create that. If I need database server, I'm gonna create that. Okay, so this is infrastructure as a service. Now, coming to platform as a service. Platform as a service. That means ordering a ready made pizza with set toppings. That means pass is like ordering a ready made pizza with fixed toppings. You don't, just a second, I apologize, guys. Okay, you don't worry about the crust, sauce, or base ingredients. Okay, you simply receive a fully prepared pizza. You can start enjoying it without having to assemble it. Okay, that means we have ordered pizza. It's along with pizza crust, you will be receiving all the toppings and everything. You don't have to add extra toppings, extra cheese. You don't have to again go and bake. You can just start having your pizza. It's just like the same platform as a service. Or if you talk about in apartment, like you have got fully furnished apartment where you'll be able to find the furnitures, bed, refrigerators, washing machine, everything. Whatever is the need, everything is there in that apartment. Okay, so same goes with cloud service. If you want to have platform as a service, you will be getting infrastructure along with all the thing what you required. If you need servers, servers will be available. If you need database server, it will be available. If you need storage, it will be already designed for you. You need some VPC network, it will be already designed for you. Okay, so along with, that means along with bare apartment plus fully furnished things, fully furnished, right? Or you can call infrastructure plus whatever the resources you need. All the resources will be created for you and it will be given to you, right? So this is platform as a service pass. Only infrastructure if you need, just infrastructure you will get, and that is only infrastructure. That means a bare apartment or a empty land. Okay, that is infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Okay, now the third one, the third and the last, what is that? Software as a service. That's known as SaaS, software as a service. So here, if you correlate with pizza, buying a slice of pizza at pizzeria, buying a slice of pizza at pizzeria, that means software as a service, it's just like walking into a pizzeria and buying a slice of pizza. You get a ready to eat slice without any involvement, without any involvement in the pizza making process. Okay, that means the pizzeria, the service provider, whether it's AWS, Azure, GCP, okay, they will take care of everything, making, baking, and even the serving the pizza. You will just go and stand near the counter and they're gonna give you a slice of pizza and you will just have to enjoy. That's it. Okay, that means whatever is your requirement, everything gonna set on a plate and it will be served to you. You don't have to do anything. Okay, everything gonna take care by the service provider, that is AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, so I hope now we are very clear of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So according to your requirement, you can go and purchase the cloud services. Okay, yeah. So now let me tell you who are the major cloud providers in the market, right? So basically, the top cloud providers, we call it as hyperscale, hyperscale cloud providers. Okay, that means out of so many cloud providers, who who is at demand in the market and who is the leader. Okay, so if you talk about the proofs, as per Gartner report and so many proofs, right now Amazon Web Service is one of the largest and most widely adopted cloud platforms. Adopted means, that means right now companies are preferring. Why? Because Amazon AWS, it offers a wide range of cloud services and solution. So this is owned by whom? This is owned by Amazon. Okay. So this is the leader in the market. Leader in the market. Now, who is at the second position? So second position goes for Microsoft Azure. This is owned by Microsoft. The name itself tells, and it provides a comprehensive set of services for various purposes, but not as much as AWS. If you talk about Azure, it's in demand, but if you talk or if you compare with AWS, no, it cannot compete with AWS, including hosting application and managing data. Okay, now the third leader in the market is GCP, that is owned by Google's, right? So it this service is offering known for its strength in data analytics and machine learning. So mostly Google, GCP companies prefer if they want some services like data analytics or machine learning. Okay. Similarly, Microsoft Azure. Azure will be very very easy. Okay, very easy. If you want to host application or manage data, you can go for Microsoft Azure services. It will be very easier for you to work there. Okay, but when you talk about the demand, not in India, even in outside, everywhere the demand will be for AWS. Even if you go for indeed.com or any of the job portal. Okay, if you type, like if you search for the keyword Azure DevOps or like AWS DevOps engineer, right, most of the 70% of the jobs you'll find for AWS DevOps engineer. Okay, now the fourth position goes to IBM Cloud. So this is owned by IBM company. They offers cloud services and solutions with a focus on and hybrid and multi-cloud environments. So if you want to go for multi-cloud, if you want to go for hybrid, means public cloud plus private cloud, then you can go for IBM. Okay. And the fifth one is Oracle. So right now there are so many competitors, they are coming into the market. Okay. But with the fact that AWS is the first who captured the market, so only it is in high demand. Right? The sixth one, Alibaba. Alibaba Cloud is a leading cloud provider in China. So if you talk about in China, Alibaba is the leader. Okay. Though this they are trying to expand their resources, but still there will be some couple of years. Okay. Now Salesforce, they are also offering cloud based customer CRM and all those things. And the last one is Tencent Cloud. Tencent Cloud. Okay. So even it's a provider in China. So there are so many. You cannot remember each and everything. Just you have to remember the first top five. That's it. Okay. So this was all about the leaders, the leaders in cloud providers, or the leaders related to cloud services in the market. Okay. So till now, what we have learned, we learned what is cloud, how many types of cloud services, right? And then we have seen who are the leaders in the market. Okay. Now we will see why to select AWS over others. Okay. Why to select AWS over others. So there are several reasons why you might choose AWS over other cloud providers. What are the key factors? What are the key factors with supporting evidence, with proof? Okay. The first one is global reach. Global reach. That means AWS has a vast global infrastructure with data centers in multiple regions worldwide. That means the number of data centers what AWS has, no one has that many. Okay, so let me log into the console. You can see this is AWS console. Just click it here and you'll be able to find all the locations. This is disabled because this is free tier account. Okay. If you go for enterprise account, these regions are enabled. So you can see so many: North Virginia, California, Mumbai, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, everywhere you'll be able to get the data centers. Who's AWS? Okay, that means AWS has strong global reach. Okay, so if you talk about the proof. Okay, so this was the update in 2022. AWS had 77 availability zones with 24 geographic regions. That means in 24 countries, in 24 location, it has data centers. And if you talk about availability zones, these are the small regions, or the, like you can call, these are the data centers location. Okay. So this extensive global reach ensures. So if AWS has strong global reach, what are the benefit we're gonna receive if I will go for AWS services, and if AWS service has data centers all around the world? What will be my advantage? The advantage will be if you are having customers all around the world. So they will receive low latency access. That means if you are hosting a website, or if you have e-commerce website, okay, and you have customers all around the globe. Okay, So if I go for AWS service, if I go for AWS service and if I integrate my website using AWS service, the customer from anywhere they will be able to get the better experience, right? Why? Because the approach is, there are so many data centers that will cover, that will try to cover all the customers, if like it will try to customers all around the globe. That means if my customer, if any of my customer is sitting in UK, even he will be able to receive better experience. If my any of the customer is sitting in South Africa, even he will be able to receive better experience. Okay. The second point, market leader. So just now we have seen the survey. AWS is often considered the market leader in cloud computing, right? So if anything is in, is the leader in the market, that means the demand will be high, right? And if you go and learn that course that is in demand in the market, anyhow, you will be, definitely you will be getting a higher pay scale. Okay, so you can see, according to, according to the Gartner's quadrant for cloud infrastructure and platform service, AWS consistently ranks as the leader in terms of cloud services. Continuously, AWS has considered as the leader in the market. Why? Because of that type of work. Though AWS came into the market very first, it was the first who comes into the market with the concept of cloud. But every time it believes, AWS believes in updating. So if you are using, or if you know what is AWS and if you are using this account, you will see this console gets updated every month. Every month you'll be able to find some new features. You'll be able to find some, this options got modified, they have added some new extra advanced features. So they continuously believes in growing. It's not like that that they are the leaders so they will sit with patience. No, they are trying to get better and better every day. Okay. Now the third is comprehensive service portfolios. That means AWS offers a wide range of cloud services and solution, including everything. Like if you're looking for any compute power, like servers, storage, database, analytics, machine learning, IoT, Internet of Things, and many more. Whatever you are looking for, every services you gonna find in AWS. Any use case, any from A to Z. Okay. Then in terms of security and compliance, so you can ask, okay, I can understand that AWS is offering several services, whatever is required in IT company, everything AWS is offering, but what about security? My data will be secure or not? My data will be protected or not? What if my, if there will be security breach? What if my data get stolen, right? So don't worry about that, because AWS provides robust security features and compliance certification. How to believe? So you can see AWS has achieved numerous certification. They have been awarded, even including this ISO 27001. These are the certificates what they have received. Why? Because of the security features, the compliance. They make sure that the data of their clients remains protected. They have multi-factor authentication. They have the security is very very strong. Even the hackers or the mischief maker who is sitting in the internet, they cannot break that code. Okay. Then Customer success stories. Many well-known companies and startups they selected AWS for their cloud infrastructure. So if you talk about who are the customers of Amazon Web Service or who are the customers who is using AWS services. So you can see the name Netflix, even Prime, Netflix, Prime, Flipkart, even Geo Cinema. You can see even NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab rely on AWS. So seeing this, you can think of the security. What is like what level of securities they are providing, right? Now the point pricing flexibility. AWS offers various pricing model including pay as you go, reserved instances, spot instances. This flexibility allows you to optimize cost based on your workload. That means if you need a server or if you need resources or if you need a service for long term, you can go for reserved instances. Because suppose I have, this is my company, okay, and I need two servers for long term. Suppose I'm looking for this 5 years or 10 years, okay. So what I can do, I can just go and reserve these instances for my particular organizations, okay. So you have to just pay some upfronts and then you can go and reserve your servers. So you have reserved option or pay as you go. That means according to your need, you can just go and launch the server. Once your task is done, you can delete this. So pay as you go. That means the number of hours the server is running, you have to pay. The time when the server is stopped, you don't have to pay the bill. Okay. Then innovation and machine learning. AWS invest heavily in innovations. Amazon SageMaker. For example, it is a machine learning service that enables developers to build, train, and deploy machine learning models quickly. Okay, that means they have came up with the service. This is a service. Okay, this is for developers. So it enables developers to build, train, and deploy machine learning models quickly. Okay, then hybrid and multi-cloud. AWS provides solution for hybrid and multi-cloud deployments also. That means it allows you to integrate your on-premises infrastructure with AWS service. That means suppose if I have my own data center. Already I have my own data center. So we can call this on-premises, or you can call I have physical data center. Let me mix some color. Okay. So already I have data center. I just want to use Amazon for a particular service. I don't want other services. I just want, suppose I have this data center. Here I have web server. Okay. And let me have one database server, or what I can call, I have front end servers, or let me make this as front end servers. And even I have backend servers. Already I have purchased long back. But right now, I want some services from AWS. Okay. So already I have servers I don't need, but I want storage service. I'm just looking for storage service. or I'm looking for a domain name. I'm looking for a route 53. Okay, so for a particular service, for a specific service, I just need help with AWS service. So even you have an option to integrate this on premises with AWS. You can continue to use your physical data center for particular services. If you want, you can even have an option to integrate with your data center. Okay, so you can see it allows you to integrate your on premises, that is physical data center, with AWS services. Okay, now developer friendly. How come it is developer friendly? So it is developer friendly because it offers a range of developers tools, SDKs, and a robust ecosystems. It supports various programming language that makes very easy for developer to work and access. Okay, so it's not that only DevOps engineer has advantage in AWS. Even with respect to developer also, they are trying to modify that. Okay, then the very important community and support. What is that? That means right now AWS has a vast and active user community. If you talk right now, what is the survey? More than 1 million right now are the active user of AWS. That means AWS provides different levels of support, including premium support plans for enterprise, including free tier account for the learning purpose. There are so many supports. There are so many communities. If you are receiving any types of errors, or like if you are receiving any types of bugs, or if you need some help from the AWS team, they're gonna support you in each and every field. So these are the reason why you should learn AWS over others cloud platforms. Okay. And believe me, if you start your career with AWS, Azure, GCP, whatever the other cloud providers in the market, it will be very, very easier for you to understand. Because seeing AWS, other cloud providers, they are coming with those features. Just the name will be different. In AWS, you're gonna find some other technical names. In Azure, if you go, there will be some different names for the same service. Okay. So till now, we have discussed why to go with AWS Cloud. Right now, we have not seen anything about DevOps. Okay. So why I'm going slow? Because see, this is AWS DevOps super demonstration. So first we have learned why to refer AWS, how much weightage AWS has in the market. Okay. Now we will be discussing about DevOps. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Now the very first thing, right now I hope you are very, very clear. If someone asks what is cloud, how many types of players are there in the cloud service, or how many types of cloud providers in the market, right? And even you can tell how many types of services, cloud services are there. Okay. And even you can answer if someone asks why you want to go for AWS, why can't you select it as your, as like why can't you select it for Azure DevOps, why can't you select it for GCP field. Okay, so right now I believe you guys will be able to answer. Right? Now we will see why to go with, or why you should learn AWS DevOps. Okay? So the very first thing what we're going to discuss, What is DevOps? Tell me in very, very simple language. I don't want to understand like development team, operation teams. Everyone says the same thing, right? Like it's a collaboration, it's a communication between two teams, development team, operation team. But what is actually DevOps, right? So let me first give a definition. It's a set of practices and culture, some philosophies that aim to provide or that aim to improve collaboration and communication between two teams, development and operation teams in software development. Okay? Okay, this I have heard everywhere, right? Now, let me come to the simple examples. What is the simple example? Assume the scenario. What scenario? Imagine you are running a bakery that wants to deliver fresh baked bread to customers every morning. Right? Everyone eats bread, right? Okay. So now assume that you are the owner of a bakery. Okay. Now what is your work? Your work is to deliver fresh baked bread to customers. When? Every morning. Okay. Now what we used to follow 10 years back, 15 years back, what was the traditional approach? So in a traditional scenario, the bakery might have separate teams, right? So if I am running a bakery, so definitely it's not that I will be alone, right? Suppose this is my bakery and I have so many customers. Suppose I have to deliver 500 customers. I have to deliver the bread to 500 customers every morning. Okay, every morning. So definitely, if I have bakery industry or bakery company, I will have a team, right? What teams I have, we're gonna see that. So now the bakery might have separate teams for baking and delivery. That means there will be two team. There will be two team who gonna, the first team for baking, the second team for delivery. Baking team, delivery team. Okay. Now baking team, what they do? Baking team prepares bread and hands it over to the delivery team when? Early in the morning. Early in the morning, right? So they prepares bread and they hands over to the delivery team early in the morning. So let me copy these keywords. Okay. So this is very clear. What does baking team does? Okay. Now coming to delivery team. Now delivery team, as soon as the delivery is received, right? Delivery team then starts its work. What is the work? This might involve manual process. What is the manual process? Loading bread into the vehicle, right? Checking the routes, right? And ensuring timely delivery. This will be the task of delivery team. So once the bread has been handed over to delivery team gonna accomplish this task. Okay. Let me some light, take a light color. This will work. Yeah. Okay. So now you got, like, you are getting my point, right? I hope, because see, I am relating this with real life example. Delivery team, before that a team, that is baking team. Okay. Now suppose if any customers comes with the complaint, if there are issues with the bread or the delivery, if the bread is not fresh, the delivery time is more. It was informed me that I will be receiving the bread at 8 a.m. in the morning, but I am receiving at 9:30 a.m. So if any complaint comes from customer side, the two teams might blame each other. Delivery team can tell that baking team has delayed. Baking team can tell that we have handed over the bread at 7 a.m. They have done the delivery late. So they will start blaming each other, right? What will be the outcome? Causing delays and customer dissatisfaction. The output will be customer will not be happy. This is very important thing. If customer is not happy, you cannot survive in the market. Your business will get shut down in 2 days. Okay. Now, what is the DevOps approach? We're gonna see the same scenario. This bakery company itself. Okay. Now, what is the DevOps approach? The DevOps approach will be, there is closer collaboration between baking team and delivery team. That means there will be a friendly cooperation between these two teams. Okay. The baking team could use automated ovens. Earlier they were using some traditional approach to bake a this bread, right? But right now, if company owner tells that there is so many complaints from customer side, what I can do, I can just get some automated things. Like I'm gonna give automated ovens so that the baking time will be reduced. Okay. So now automated ovens and timers also to have bread ready just in a time. So we know that right now we have so many advanced features available in ovens. We can just set the timer and the things will, once the things is done, once the food is ready or the bread is ready, you will get an alarm, right? So now the traditional, suppose earlier they used to have some like manual, like some small, like some outdated ovens. Right now they have updated with automated ovens. Okay. Now the breads are getting prepared in a minute, just in time for the delivery. So right now the time for preparing bread is also reduced, right? And now the delivery team might use route optimization software. And even they are having, the delivery team, they are having some advanced application. And even the customer will be able to receive tracking option. Once the customer has placed an order for the bread, they will be receive a tracking link in their numbers. They will be able to track the delivery. So the baking team got this automated things, right? Automated ovens and timer. Even the delivery team, the traditional approach is replaced by the latest technology, right? So now both teams start working together, and both teams work together to monitor the entire process and address any issues in real time. That means if any issues come, if any customer comes with the complaint, both team gonna sit and resolve that. They will not be blaming each other. If there are any problems, they will collaborate to find the solution quickly. They will ensure that fresh bread reaches customer, and that too without any delay. It's not that just we are trying to we are trying to reduce the delivery time. No, even we are trying to deliver high quality fresh bread. That means here we are trying to modify the quality also, and even the delivery time. So when you gonna use DevOps approach, even the delivery time, the software delivery time will be reduced. You will be able to deliver the software, you'll be able to deliver the application to the client within a small span of time. Earlier, we used to take 6 months, 9 months of time to deliver a product, not product, to deliver an application. But right now, within a span of months, within 3 months, within 1 month, we can deliver the software to the client, and that too with high quality. It's not just delivery time got improved, no, even the quality will be improved. The quality will be very high, and even the customer will be receiving the tracking link. That means we gonna keep customer in the loop that the delivery has started, the bread has been picked up by the delivery agent. The delivery agent has received this and that location. He is about to reach you in 5 minutes, he is about to reach you in 3 minutes. That means we are keeping customer in a loop. So anyhow, if you are offering this many things, customer will be happy, right? Customer will be able to track, and even customer is receiving high quality, and that too in such a small span of time. Whether if customer, the timing shows at 8 a.m., he will be receiving the bread, but he will receive the bread in just 7:40 a.m., before 15 minutes, before 10 minutes, right? So customer will definitely, he will be happy with your service. And if the customer is happy in this with your service, that means you will survive in the market, right? Because in the market there will be so many competitors, you are not the one person who is providing this service. Okay, so in this example, DevOps principle of collaboration, automation, and continuous monitoring, right, are applied to deliver a better outcome. Similarly, in software development, DevOps encourages development plus operation team to work closely together to automate the task, and also continuously monitor the software to improve the efficiency and quality of the software delivery. Okay, so this was all about DevOps approach. So we have seen what DevOps is. That means it will have some automated tools application which will help two teams to work together, right? Which will help two teams to work together, and even they will have a proper friendly communication. If any error comes, if any complaint comes, it will be resolved by both of them. Okay, so now we will see. So this is all about DevOps approach. Now, what are the tools that will help me to improve my software delivery? So you can see DevOps tools are essential for automating and streamlining various stages of software development and deployment process, right? But what are the tools? So tools we're gonna see. But before that, these tools help deployment and operation teams to work together and improve the speed, quality, and even the reliability of software delivery. Okay, now we will see what are the tools. Okay, so let me first tell you the phases of software development life cycle. So this is SDLC. What is SDLC? Software development life cycle. How the software is delivered, what is the process. So from initial stage to final stage, there are so many phases. How the softwares are created, okay, and delivered to the clients. So you can see this. I got this project. Suppose this project is to create an application, to create an app. Okay, yeah. And this is the company that is known as IT company. They have received the project, and this is the project to create application. And the person who has given us the project, he is known as client. Okay, so the client approaches to my company and they asked us to create an application or to create a website, to create a application or website. Okay, so we have received this project, and the project is this one. So as soon as we receive the project, the first phase of SDLC is planning. Who gonna plan? As a DevOps engineer or as a developer, I will not be able to plan. Who is the authority? The authority is company head. Head of your company gonna plan. Okay, so it can be project manager, it can be CEO, it can be CTO, anyone who is the head. They're gonna have the planning. They're gonna have the discussion. Once the planning is done, they will be asking developer to start writing the code. They will tell all the requirements what the client need, and the coding part will start. Writing of the languages, programmings will start, and who will be doing this? Developers. Okay. Okay. So right now I'm talking about DevOps approach. I'm not talking about traditional SDLC. Traditional SDLC, we have seen the scenario. It was fully manual and there was no automation and there was so many drawbacks. Now I'm talking about DevOps. Okay. So we know that DevOps is the improved version of Agile, right? So whenever we receive project, the whole project will be divided into small chunks, sprints, right? And the whole process is known as Scrum. So developers will start writing the code. So there will be like not a single developer. There will be three developers. Okay. Now, first developer has written the code. First developer has written the task. He gonna push that code where? Into remote repository. Into remote repository. He will be pushing this. He will be pushing his task. Why? So that other will have the access. The second developer can see how till where the first developer has done the programming. The third developer will be saying till where the second developer has done the programming. Okay. So the first thing, they will be writing the task and they will be pushing the task to a remote storage. What is this? We call this repository. repository. Okay, so now the first developer has written the task, and the task 1 has pushed into remote repository. Okay, now from here from here the code, the task 1 will be taken by an automation tool. Not yeah, it's an automation tool itself, but the functionality will be continuous integration, that is known as Jenkins. Jenkins will take the code and it will forward the code for the build process. Who gonna do build? Maven tool gonna do the build operations. Okay, so you can see version control system. Git will be there. That means developers use Git to track changes to the source code. Okay, so here we have not discussed about Git. Git will be used by developers. Git tool. Okay, so I can mention here developer will have Git tool in their laptop, so that they will have the track of changes, because in case if any error comes with this task 1. Okay, again developer gonna fetch the code from remote repo and he will start modifying the code, and again he gonna push the code to remote repository, right? So some application should be having this all tracking. At what time the code has been pushed, at what time again it got that file got modified, and by whom it got modified, right? So we need a tracking application, so that is a Git. So Git is also a DevOps tool. So it's a DevOps tool. So this is Git. And the remote repository, this is GitHub. This is also a DevOps tools. Okay, so you can see developers will use Git to track changes to the source code, collaborate and code, and even manage different versions of the software. Now platforms like GitHub, GitLab, it provides a collaborative environment for using Git. So either you can go for GitHub or you can go for GitLab. GitLab is the enterprise edition. So this offers remote repository. Okay, so now we have seen Git, we have seen GitHub and GitLab. Now the third one, continuous integration and continuous deployment will be done by whom? The tool, that is Jenkins. Or even you can have this one, or even you can have this one, but right now the demand is for this Jenkins. What is this? Jenkins is a widely used CI/CD tool. What is this? CI/CD tool. CI/CD tool. CI/CD means continuous integration and continuous deployment. It automates the building, testing, and deployment of code changes. For example, whenever a developer commits code to the repository, for example, listen very carefully. Whenever developers commit code to the repository, that means whenever developer push the code to the remote repository, this is the remote repository. Okay, Jenkins can automatically build and test it. If the test pass, Jenkins deploy the changes to a staging or production environment. So what Jenkins gonna do, once the code has been pushed to the remote repository, Jenkins will fetch the code, and Jenkins will be integrated with build tools, test tools. Okay, so Jenkins will take the code and it will send for build. Who will be building? Maven tool will be there who gonna build the code. Build means the code along with dependencies or supported files will be stored in a single package. This will be stored in a single package. Once the build is done, Jenkins will take the code back and it will send the code for test. What will be the tool here? The tool will be JUnit or Selenium, anything. Okay. Now, once the test is passed, the code will be sent for quality check. What is the tool? You can call QA, and the tool can be checksum or any other quality check tools. Okay. Now, okay, once this is done, the quality has been checked, everything is passed. Now, what are the other phase? Deploy, monitor, maintenance. Now Jenkins will take the code and it will send the code for the deployment. Either deployment in the pre-production environment or the final production environment. So in deployment, what are the tools? So configuration management. Ansible helps manage and automate the configuration of servers and applications. It allows you to define the desired state of your infrastructure in code, and Ansible ensures that all servers match this state. Okay, so either in the deployment you can use Ansible. There are so many tools. The name, whatever the tools name I'm taking, this is known as DevOps tools. What we gonna cover in our training. So Ansible, even you can go for Chef, even you can go for Docker, even you can go for Kubernetes. There are so many deployment tools. Let me write etc. Okay, you can see tools Docker Kubernetes. It enables developers to package application and dependencies. So package means this is build, what I told, into the containers. They will be deploying the application into the containers across different environments, either pre-production environment, either staging environment, or either final production environment. Kubernetes, on the other hand, what it does, it will manage the containers. It will manage the containers. That means here we can have so many containers, and over these containers the applications will be deployed. Okay, and who gonna manage these containers? These containers will be managed by, just a second, someone should be there, right, who gonna manage these containers. These containers will be managed by Kubernetes. Okay, this containers, how to create this containers is nothing but a virtual machines, or small servers you can call, and this will be created using Docker. Okay, now the deployment part has been done. Okay, now here come infrastructure as a code. So infrastructure as a code, either you can go for DevOps tool, that is Terraform, or even AWS provides the same service. The name will be Cloud Formation. So here Terraform allows you to define your infrastructure using code, making it easy to provision and manage cloud resources. You can create, update, and destroy infrastructure using the code. That means I will be using infrastructure. Suppose if I need two numbers of servers, or if I need four numbers of servers, whatever the requirement is there, I am just gonna write the template. I will be writing the template, and once this template is executed, this all in services, whatever I need, it will be automatically created. I don't have to sit and manually do that. Okay, and once this project is over, if I delete this template, this all services resources that was created, it will automatically deleted one by one. Okay. Now, collaboration and communication. How the team will be communicating with each other. So there are tools like Slack or MS Teams. They will be using, so that development team and an operation team, they will be communicating with each other. Right? Okay, sorry. Before that, monitoring. What are the tools that will help you to monitor your application? So monitor, and last will be maintenance. So monitoring tools we have, you can see Prometheus, ELK, this one, Kibana, and even Nagios. These are the monitoring tools that collects and stores metrics from various services and systems. It will help you to analyze the logs from different components of your application. The application what you have deployed here. These are the application. Like right on this container you have deployed the application. So how this application is working, any error, any logs, anything, any bugs, so whatever is the outcome, how is the result, everything you'll be able to get here. 24 by 7 monitoring will be done by these tools. You can refer the logs and you will be able to get to know how this application is working. Okay. If any error comes, maintenance team will be there who gonna resolve at that same time. Okay. Security scanning, sonar cube you can use, it's a DevOps tool, or you can use this. Sonar cube helps identify and fix the code quality and security issues. So if any security issues come related to the application, you can use sonar cube. Okay. So for finding and addressing security or anything like any security breach or something, you will be able to use sonar cube. Okay. So these are the stages or the phases what we have in DevOps tools. So this DevOps tools, among many others, it enables automation, collaboration, and efficiency in software development and deployment. Depending on your specific needs, you can select and integrate the right combination. You can select any of the tools and you can start supporting your software delivery. So it's totally depends on your requirements, what tools you are using. Any of the tools you can select. Okay. So this was all about DevOps tools. So after the coding has been done, a DevOps engineer has to look after this. He has to look after this. Okay. Now the last part is the preference for learning AWS DevOps. Right? Why you have to go for AWS DevOps over other cloud platforms. Okay. So if you talk about preference, leadership, that means AWS is one of the leading cloud providers, right? And if you integrate DevOps tools with AWS, it will skills will help you to achieve high pay scale, and even it enables a efficient, the whole approach, SDLC approach will be an efficient wide adoption. AWS extensive global presence and various offerings have led to widespread adoption by startup, enterprise, and even government organizations. So it's not that MNC only they are having the services of AWS DevOps. No, even you can see government organizations, enterprise, and startups are also taking the services of AWS DevOps. Ecosystem. AWS has a rich ecosystem of services making it attractive for companies seeking a variety of solutions from computing and storage to machine learning and IoT. That means if any companies they require this many services, every services you are getting in a single cloud, that is AWS. Certification programs, that means AWS, once you are done with the training, you can go for the certification, and if you have mentioned about certification in your resume, it will have a high weightage, a heavy weightage. Okay, and it will be easier for you to get selected for your, like, for the job. So you can see there are so many certification: AWS certified DevOps engineer, which will help you to validate your skills and stand out in the job market. If you talk about job opportunities, once you are done with AWS DevOps, you can go for DevOps professionals, including AWS DevOps, and even you can go for DevOps engineer. Okay, here you will be able to design, implement, and manage CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment, that is CI CD pipelines. You have to use Terraform infrastructure as a code. Means you will be writing the Terraform templates or cloud formation template. You don't have to worry about if you do not know how to write. Everything is available in Google. Just Google it, you will be able to get the help. So you have to create this template so that with code infrastructure will be created, and even you have to automate the whole process. Or even you can go for cloud engineer. So as a cloud engineer, you will be responsible for designing, deploying, and manage cloud resources. Here DevOps still will not come, DevOps tools will not come. Or even you can go for SRE position. It will focus on ensuring the reliability and availability of the services and application. The services and application that is running in an infrastructure, you have to make sure that it is very reliable and even available 24 by 7. That means SRE mostly they will be working with DevOps team. Okay. Then you can go for cloud architect. You have to design and plan cloud solution for organization according to their requirement. You have to plan and design. Then if you have done the certification, you can go for AWS certified DevOps engineer. Obtaining the AWS certificate, DevOps engineer certification, it will help you to get higher paying roles in DevOps field. Okay, or else if you have done the certification, that is AWS solution architect, you can go for this position also. Here you have to work closely with the clients to design and implement cloud solution using AWS DevOps practices. Or even if you have more experiences, you can go for technical lead or you can go for manager. So there you have to handle the team, where the team will be DevOps team as well as developer, and you have to look after the projects. So these are the job opportunities if you learn for AWS DevOps. And that too, if you select any of the job opportunities, whether it's cloud architect, whether it's cloud engineer, everywhere you will expect a high pay scale. Whatever you're receiving right now, you can expect 50 to 70% hike in your salary. So don't settle with your the same existing salary. No, you can achieve more.